Hello. Welcome to episode number 22 of the Game Audio Vlog. My name is Adam, and today we're going to be continuing on our odyssey of making a full sound design for a Unity project with Wwise audio middleware. Today we're going to be talking about making enemy lasers, or as I've described it on the screen, enemy lasers, to make it more fun. We talked about making a player laser sound already, and this follows pretty much the exact same vein as that. So if you see on the right hand side here of the screen, I've made a little picture snippet of my actor mixer hierarchy for this. Once again, default work unit with an enemy ship folder just for cleanliness purposes, with an enemy laser actor mixer, and then you've got three sounds: high, low, and mid, which are all tone generators. Again, these are all made through the right-click menu of Wwise. So you make your folder, you make your actor mixer, which the actor mixer is essentially there as a almost a group or a bus. It's not a bus, but it's like a group, I guess, is the thing that you would liken it to. And then you've got the three sound effects below. So to make each of those tone generators, remember it's add source once you've actually made the sound and it doesn't have any sound with it. So just to give you an idea, again, what I've done with the tone generators, this is enemy laser high that you can see the image on the left-hand side of the screen. This time I've done a triangular wave rather than a sawtooth, just to give it a little bit of a different feel than the player laser. Frequency is 800. I do have some randomization to it to give it different textures every time that the laser shoots. There's a slight sweep frequency to it and an envelope as well for duration. So again, I would encourage you to go through and play with all the different types of tone generations that you can do. Experiment with the lengths, experiment with EQs on them if you feel like it, or just different types of waves. And then come up with at least a high, mid, and a low to give some sort of body to your entire shot. And then I would also recommend the more slight randomization that you do, the better off I think that you are. The randomization thing is interesting to me because you can have no randomization at all, and therefore a sound is a sound is a sound. It's the same thing every time. It's the Mario coin analogy that I think about all the time. The coin in Super Mario Brothers, as soon as I say that, you have that sound in your head. If you've played Mario Brothers at all, which I assume every single one of you who is watching this has, you know exactly what that coin noise is. And that's because it's the same noise every freaking time you hit a coin. They never change it. They never randomize it. There's no pitching to it at all. But that coin noise is damn iconic, right? Like, you know that noise. If somebody put that on their text tone, you would know it instantly. On the same token, though, it means that if you go pick up a million coins all in a row, that you officially hate your eardrums, you hate picking up a coin, you never want to touch one ever again, and you want to stab a spoon in your ear because you've heard it too much. So I wouldn't say a good compromise, but like, you gotta feel out whether a sound needs to kind of flow and move and change and be a little bit different, or whether it needs to be the exact same every time. And in this case, the laser shots need to be different, because otherwise you're going to hear the exact same thing and it's just going to grate on you the entire time. So play with that. Play with some randomization. And the more slight randomization that you do in your tones, in each individual tone, the more organic it'll feel. Just because there's slight shifts in everything, and that you're never going to hit the same thing exactly twice, essentially. So once you've done that, once you've built all of your high, mid, and low, you want to make the exact same kind of event. You might be able to actually duplicate it now that I think about it, as the player laser event. Mine's called Enemy Laser. It has 3 play actions. So play 1 is play high, play 2 is play low, and play 3 is play mid. They all happen at the exact same time. Again, the action properties: no delay, no fade in time, probability of 100%, because you always want the laser noise to happen. And then I've already played with my voice volumes, because this is after I've mixed the entire thing and made it sound good to my ears. After you're done with that, again, don't jump straight into Unity. Go and generate your sound bank and hit save, and make sure that you drag your events into the sound bank before you generate it, otherwise they will not appear later. But once you've done all that, go into Unity, and down in your project tab, which is next to your console and Wwise Picker, you want to look for SS Prefabs. and then go find enemy shot, which I've highlighted here. It's the red laser shot prefab. And then once you click that, you're going to go into your inspector. And once you've got your inspector up, you want to go to add component, and then you want a Wise component with AK event being the actual component. So that way it will call the audio kinetic event, which is what AK event stands for. Just like the player laser, you want it to trigger on start, and then the event name is going to be whatever you call the enemy laser event. In my case, it's enemy laser. So I haven't mentioned this before, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I've touched this project when it's from scratch. But if there are sound files and sound events baked into Unity for this, which I know for some of them there are, you'll show up and look at the inspector and see that there's already some sounds there. If you've done it right, the process of how it worked for me was once I put a sound bank into Unity, all of the other sounds stopped working. They didn't work anymore. They didn't play at all because the Audio Kinetic sound engine took over the Unity sound engine, for lack of a better term for it. So what you can do is every time you see a sound in the inspector, you can go ahead and right-click and remove that component. Because you're not going to need it anymore, and if for some reason you get an error with that, or there's some error in code because you're not referencing a certain sound event anymore, then don't be afraid to go in the script. Like you can see here, it's enemy shot _ script, though I don't think that in enemy shot _ script there's any sort of audio call to it. But you could double click that, and then it'll open in a editor, either Visual Studio Mono Develop probably, and you can just delete whatever audio source call there is. Just straight up delete the line and be done with it. But that's as simple as it gets. That's as hard as it gets, I would say, for making your laser shot. It's the exact same thing as the player laser shot. And if you want to add further variation to it and do different lasers for your blue, your red, and your green ships, feel free. There's no reason that they shouldn't be different. I have engine variations, and I felt like I didn't need to do laser variations because this is just a demo for me to learn how Unity and Wise work and make the best thing that I could without putting so much freaking effort in that I was releasing a commercial game, because it's not. So if you have any questions or comments, again, comment below, or catch me on Twitter at Adam T. Croft. I'll be back again tomorrow, and I believe we will be talking about the engine for the blue ship, which is the most basic engine that we can get. It does not change. The blue ship floats in the sky and doesn't do anything super special. So it'll be a good introduction to the enemy engine sounds. Hope you have a great day, and I will catch you again tomorrow.